Welcome to For Your Information, where knowledge is power. In this video, we will be sharing the 10 things Americans do that confuse the rest of the world. Every country or place has their own set of practices and customs. If you're a traveler, it's quite important to keep those practices in mind to avoid conflict. But some things might just be so normal for you to do that you don't even think it's weird to others. Sometimes, Americans forget that what's normal for them isn't necessarily normal in other places. Let's check out 10 things that Americans do that confuse the rest of the world. 1. Tipping. In other countries, the tip is already included in the bill. American food restaurants appear to have cheaper food, but in reality, they do not include a waiter's fee in the final bill. Some restaurants actually rely heavily on tipping to give waiters their salary. That's a little crazy, don't you think? Tipping isn't common in other places, and it isn't required as well, but if you still want to give a bit, maybe a modest amount, around 5 to 10% of your bill, is enough. 2. The metric system. What's the metric system? Basically, it's a unit of measurement where the baseline is meters. For context, a meter is equivalent to 3 feet and 3 inches long. A centimeter is 100 times smaller than a meter, and a millimeter is 1,000 times smaller. The metric system was developed by France as an easier means of communication and understanding in business and commerce. By the 90s, almost all of the world had adopted this unit of measurement. All except 3 countries: Liberia, Myanmar, and of course, America. Why doesn't America use it? It's just mainly for practical reasons. When the metric system was gaining popularity, US companies have already invested too much in manufacturing items that use the imperial system: ounces, pounds, tons, miles. The imperial system doesn't have a baseline, therefore, Americans use a different measurement for volume, mass, and distance. To this day, schools in the US still teach the imperial system. 3. Large meals. Why is American food supersized all the time? Foreigners have mixed thoughts on this theory, either baffled, amazed, or confused. According to some reports, food is actually cheap in the United States. Production of food in America has drastically improved because of use of fertilizers and pesticides, thus making food more available and cheaper. Food and restaurant companies figured that they can serve a larger amount of food for just a little bit more price. For Americans, food is good as long as it is cheap and in large portions. Plus, you can get free refills. 4. Doggie bags. What are doggie bags? Following the supersized meals, these meals aren't finished entirely. So, to prevent food waste, doggie bags, or to-go bags, are so common in the restaurants that customers almost always go home with leftover food. In other countries, such as Europe, they expect their customers to finish their meal in the restaurant, or if not, they don't really expect you to take some home. 5. Working on holidays. Americans are one of the best employees. Why? They don't take their vacation leaves. In Europe, countries such as France, the UK, and Sweden, they give about 25 to 30 days of paid vacation leaves. In these countries, they believe that taking time off work makes employees more efficient and happy with their jobs. In the United States, on the other hand, employees don't really take vacation leaves into consideration. One reason is they aren't really paid for it. Employers aren't required to give their workers an annual paid leave or paid holidays. But don't worry, according to recent reports, 90% of employers in the US now offer paid vacation and holiday leaves, but you guessed it, employees still end up not using them. Or if they did, they still tend to bring work with them. Now that's dedication. 6. Drinking coffee on the go. If you stand idly in the middle of a business district in America, you would soon notice everyone holding a cup of Starbucks in their hands. For some, it isn't too bothersome. However, some foreigners that do visit the United States find this odd, and in some cases, funny. Why do Americans like their coffee on the go? Like what was said above, Americans are workaholics. They're married to their work. And they have this impression that I don't have time to sit down for a cup of coffee, so instead I'll take it to the office and hopefully drink it there. Americans just generally use the coffee to keep them full of energy to finish all the work they have. In countries like Europe, and even Asia, their citizens enjoy drinking a warm cup of coffee in the morning while reading a good book. 7. Trick or treat. Although Americans don't really take vacation leaves, they love Halloween incredibly. In other cultures, Halloween is celebrated by going to the cemetery and paying respect to their departed loved ones. Some cultures even set up altars because they believe Halloween is the time of the year that souls actually visit their homes. In America, kids, and adults too, dress up in costumes, some scary, some just plain funny, and visit every house to ask for candy. This is a custom that confuses the rest of the world, but also something that some countries choose to practice every Halloween too. 8. Drinking alcohol in red cups. This is not really that confusing, but if you watch a lot of movies, it's actually funny to notice that only American movies have their actors drink in red cups in a party. Some may think this is strange, but there's a really simple explanation for that. The red cups are just a cheap brand of plastic cups in the US that's easily available when holding parties. It's popularized by movies and is always associated with college parties. The red cups are also sturdy enough to play beer pong or tit cup. 9. Smiling so much. When a stranger in the street smiles at you, you quickly assume that maybe they're drunk, insane, or American. People in the United States like to smile at everyone, even to strangers. They might strike up a conversation or two with those that sit beside them on a bench. If you're in another country and smile randomly, they'd probably think you're up to no good. America is a country with a lot of immigrants, which bring out so much diversity within their population. Everybody is really just friendly with each other. What a nice place to create friends with. 10. Going into debt for college. It's not confusing to hear that companies and employers prefer those who hold a college degree. However, foreigners would often question the fact that many Americans are okay to go into debt in order to get a college degree. In other countries, students would work part-time jobs to sustain their education. America is no different. However, college fees are so expensive that even upon graduation, you still have tons of loans to pay. They say that college has become more and more expensive as the years go by simply because the demand is higher. Borrowers probably thought they were doing the right thing, but what they didn't realize is that it only sounds easy to pay off. These aren't the only things Americans do that baffle the world, there's still quite a few out there. How about you? What are some customs or practices that make you curious? Tell us about it by leaving a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos.